Alright guys, Matt here, back at you again. Et shout out to Sapayu, Nabush. That was really stupid. Anyways, coming back here with another in the bag, just kind of a check-in. Last time I did this was about a month ago, and I'd only played maybe a couple of times with all the Prodigy stuff. As you know, with the Fantasy Pro Tour Challenge, the FaPT Challenge, we are one manufacturer. So, I've played a lot more since then, including President's Day. We decided to do 3 rounds, the 3 of us, to get some real points on the board. Since our first try with doing it back at Reedy and then Kit. So we played 1 round in the morning at HB, and then 2 rounds at La Mirada. First the back side, and then the front side. And your boy won 2 out of 3, and I got second place out of the one I didn't win. I got first place at HB, shooting even, my best score there yet. I've done nothing but improve every time I play there. It's not under yet, but it's close. It is close. Just a couple of things I can improve to make sure I shoot under. Dogs are barking. Oh, Luna, she just doesn't want to shut up. Anyways, then we went and played La Mirada, the backside, the back 18. I've never played the back 18 before, so that was fun. I got second. Missed some opportunities to take it. I had the lead for a little bit, but I just, for some reason, couldn't really putt at 20 feet. There was wind. I just wasn't feeling confident. I kept floating them, trying to lob them in as I just directly punching at them, and I just didn't trust myself. So Darren got the win on that one. Then we played the front 9. I think I shot +5 or +6 on the backside first time ever. They were saying if I could shoot it under +8, I'd be pretty good. So felt pretty good about it. I think next time I go, I can do way better. I had a birdie opportunity for. I had a great drive for, I think it was that hole 4 or 5, the par 4 with the culvert runaway for the water, OB on the right, and then the island green. Just overshot the upshot. Should have just trusted my backhand. Anyways, moving on. So again, doing it in the bag. Some couple updates. A lot of things kind of staying the same. Workhorses for the most part, but there are some changes that we just kind of want to go over. So I was putting with the first I said PA2s, and I ended up switching over to the PA4s a little bit. I really liked the way it beveled down and went flat, because I tend to rest my finger on the bottom of the rim, so it came out really clean. But recently I've been working my putting a little bit more, and I've decided to go more like the Macbeth style, where I put it here instead of here. So I used to putt like this. This is how I putt. This is what felt comfortable, right on the notch there. Now I'm starting to put a little more grip here, and this is just kind of there resting, and I don't need to have that. So gone back to a beaded putter, put in the PA3s. This is the 350G, grippy but still firm, because I love that firm. But now I'm finding that doing this, get a little more spin on the putt and a little more confidence, and I'm able to drill my putts a little bit more confidence. And it's a mental thing, but I feel better in the wind with these because they are a little more stable than the PA4s. So that's great. Got 2 of them matching. Thanks again to the sponsor, Big D. Next, still gonna keep the PA4 as an upshot putter. The 400G plastic. This thing just goes stupid straight. Little hyzer flips up right straight. Flat, get a little ante, or just throw it soft and it goes straight flat. It is my favorite upshot putter I've ever thrown. I've thrown a few. Out of all of them, this is definitely the one. This is the money maker for that 100-foot, 150-foot backhand that I just need to make sure it goes straight and then just settles and nestles. So I just need to trust it, but I still love it. Making all my putts now. Hey. So that's it for putters. Just those 3. That's it. Again, the PA4 is more just an upshot. I may do some long jump putts with it, but most likely not. Now I'm going to go to approach this. So I'm going with putting the A4 back in the bag. I took it out for a while because I just wasn't feeling it, and then the other day I kind of was playing around with it, and I really do love it for flick hyzer upshots. Not flat and hard because it will get turned over, but if I just here, it gets a little right up and then fades over to the basket. Backhand, great too, but that's really what it's going to be meant for, is that flick hyzer, just baby hyzer that pushes forward while sweeping. To the right, it's kind of what it reminds me actually a lot between how shallow it is and the style of flight as my my rat when I was throwing all the Innova stuff. Rat became my baby for that. I've had throw-ins, I'd hit cage, doing the same thing with this one. Then of course A2 glow. I believe this is which plastic is this? This is 400 plastic. I'm going with the glow one again. I know it's going to skip more, but I think I can just learn to control it, control the angles a little bit better. It comes out of the hand cleaner than the 350, 300 plastic does. It just doesn't stick on my fingers as much. And I really love throwing backhand, forehand, force over flexes. Just great overall disc. Next, mid-ranges. So I'd only had, I think, 2 at the time, and I was kind of messing around. And for a second there, I was going one of each, M1, M2, M3, M4, and I'm like, I have the lineup. I know the stabilities. I'm just going to do that. I kind of want to lighten the load. I want to not throw so many molds. It's still tough. But I'm still going to keep the M4, the 750 M4. This thing is buttery. It's butter smooth. You throw flat, baby, just barely putting it right, it just goes, gets a little fade, put a little power on it, boom, flip it up. Big high hand hyzer turnovers. It just does all of it. This is amazing. Can't say enough about it. It's kind of like a Mako and an Atlas in a way, as far as like rim depth and style of how it's not a sharp edge. It kind of bevels around. I don't know. I really like the M4. Speaking of that, thank you, Darren. This is amazing. I don't think I'll ever throw this. I want to. I mean, it is lighter weight. It's a 172. It's an M4. But the Kale LaVisca signed M4. And speaking of butter, look at that. It's that butter yellow, just hot, smooth. Put a knife through it. I haven't thrown it once, I'm afraid. I don't want to lose it. But I might take it out to like kit somewhere or something. And might give it a few tosses just to see how it feels on those types of just, flat to ante, flat to turnover, flip ups. And it may go in the bag after all. But more than likely, it's going to be hanging up on the wall. Just had to give a shout out. Boom. Look at that. I know it's backwards, but whatever. Boom. Money. Put the M3 back in the bag. Loving the M3 for those flip up just straight with a little bit of glide. I mean, I'm not talking a lot of highs. I'm releasing maybe on that angle, and it flips up and it rides just a little right, and then I can trust it to come back softly. Threw this on hole 1, 2, 3 out on the backside of Lamy. It has that big tree that's kind of in the way of the basket. Almost made it through. Just need a little extra oomph on it. Would have been fine. But M3's in there. And then for overstable, M1. I like this pink one the best. Has a little more dome compared to the couple of the other ones that I have. And it goes straight. It's like an M4, MD4 from Dismay. It just goes straight and then dumps. Really like those. So, good times. Down to fairways. I only have 4 in here. Going the F5. Digging this F5. Just flat, gets a little bit of turn and then just nestles or gets a little bit of fade. Depending on what I do with it, it does everything you need to do. It's more stable than the F3, which is surprising, but it is. I really like it a lot, so digging that one. Now, before I didn't have the F3s in the bag, and mainly because they're just so touchy. They are a true, as Darren say, a true pro player's disc, because you have to know your angles, you have to know your arm speed, you have to be perfect with them. And I figured, you know what? Let's practice. Let's do it. Screw it. So I put this F3, this gray 400 plastic, kind of again has that little smoky 4-leaf clover you can see in there. It's really flippy. I've been using this for rollers, distance rollers. So hole 7 at Morley. I'm getting all the way down there. If I put a little cut on it, I can get down to the championship basket layout. So really liking this for rollers, or just making sure it flips up. Big sky anties, working out all right. Got this beautiful baby here. This F3, it's 750 plastic. A little more stable. More for flip ups, rides. It still gets that right fade, but it comes back pretty reliably. So those two have been pretty good, so putting those in there. And last one for fairways, true fairways. I'm going F2. I'm taking the F1s out of the bag, putting this F2 in there. I am really digging this F2. It reminds me of an eagle so much. And even one of my more stable eagles, like my stable star eagles that I have that were really flat top, but not beefy. Not so beefy that I can't get over on it and get some decent distance out of them. So Really digging the F2. I've been throwing this on hole 6 at Morley a lot for the tree position and left because I can just throw flat. It gets a little bit of turn, lands softly and skips left, and I'm just under the basket every time, it seems like. So, and this one just happens to be really pretty. You can kind of see that purplish green, like it's you can see Hulk, you can go Joker, whatever. But digging this, even little forehands, like just nice and easy, smooth forehands are great. As I did there. Now, hybridzos. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 H series. 3 of them are the H3 V2. I have this one that's the WRO stamped one. It's really flippy. Does just flip it up, rides, it gets a little right. I like having that option if I need to, if I really need to just get some distance with that slow drift to the right and come back in the end. Again, this one's back in the bag, still in the bag. This Spectrum mini stamp has been money. And then the recent addition to the bag that I've really been loving, and this has become my workhorse. It's my main driver pretty much everywhere right now. It's the 750 Glow Chris Dickerson Series H3 V2. This thing is awesome. Stable, so I can get it to kind of flip up, but it pretty much will hold the hyzer. It'll hold flat. If I put Annie on it, it still holds that, but wants to fight out of it. I threw this all over the place at La Mirada, even to the point where you can't see it, but I hit a metal post, and it made this divot, and I was like, man, this disc is done. It's not going to be the same because I'd gotten it while we were up there, and it's just not going to fly the same. Nice thing about that 750 plastic, it's friggin' durable. It still flies the same. It's had no change really in flight characteristics at all. Even with this weird little bump, if you could feel it compared to the rest, you would see, it kind of crimped and just stayed that way a little bit in the plastic, but still flies great. Still sticking with the H1 V2 because why not? Forehand, backhand, whatever I need, a little bit of turn, it does everything. It's kind of like a beefy orc, is the way, more stable, not beefy, more stable orc is the way I would describe how it flies and feels to me, and I love it. So, boom, there. I was throwing the H2 for like that kind of Firebird-esque disc, but it still just wasn't doing it for me. So I threw in the H1, and I have found my Firebird-esque, Felon-esque, whatever you want to call it, disc, man. This is my workhorse for those forehands, those utility forehands that I need to get across the grain, flex them out, come in, flat, hyzer, backhand hyzers to spike in, doesn't matter. This is where it's at. I am digging the H1. It is board flat, basically. Great rim feel. Everything about it's amazing, except the color's kind of a bee to find. I was having trouble finding it over on 10. Trying to throw over the top and spike in, and the color's kind of a pain, but love the disc. So, hybrids. Then, of course, I still have the X1 because you need to have that overstable disc. Like, it's just the way it is. Like, I have almost aced with this thing about 3 times now. With sidearms once over on hole 15 or 14 at Mission Bay. It's a short one, but just flex sidearm, skipped up, hit the basket. 15 at Morley, it's down and right. Flex sidearm, hits, skips, hits the band. And then I can't remember the other one, but I remember hitting chains out on one of them. So this thing wants to go in. I just need to give it a little extra. And it's just so pretty. So love that for that. Now that's pretty much the bag as it is. Most courses I'm gonna be playing, that's what's in there. Even with going to what's it called, Kit, Morley, Brangle, that's it. Like I'll even take stuff out if I'm going to Brangle because it's just too heavy otherwise. But that's mainly the bag as it is. But when I have to go to those places where I need a bomb, same kind of thing. I do change my bag if I need to. I take out most of the fairway drivers and mid-ranges and only have maybe one of each because, again, you need to bomb more than anything else. You don't really need those mids at places like Goat. Even at Reedy, it's not that necessary because you can get there pretty quickly. So I, of course, have the D2s. I had the D3s before, you'll notice. And those are actually not going to be in the bag right now because I'm just digging This D2 is my Monster Masher. It's a 169 D2. 69. Flippy. I released this on about that much angle, and I throw it just a little high, and it flips up, rides, goes a little right, and then comes back. This will hold that angle if I need to. I can roll it. I can do a lot of that. Money. Speaking of money colors, this D2, this is the max weight, really pop top. Out of the hand, it comes out understable. Like, it just flips up and gets a little right, but the moment it slows down, it's a meat hook. It slows down, it immediately wants to come left. It's not like other discs that are understable that when they slow down, they still kind of keep that drift and slowly come out. No, this one wants to come and dump, which is great. Love it. I can trust it every time. For D1s, these two have been amazing. These two gray ones. First, the 173. This one I can just throw flat. It gets a little turn. It comes back. I can trust a little more in headwind. I just put a little hyzer on it. It's amazing. Then I have this 163 pop top D1. This thing is light, but it bombs. I have to throw it on hyzer, maybe even flat if I go high and left, because it just wants to coast for such a long time, but it holds, and then boom. Those two I've probably thrown the farthest, probably about 430, 450, something like that, I think is what I measured. So pretty awesome. And then last but not least, wind time. You have the D1 Maxes, love it. You've seen this one. This one is great. You throw it flat into the headwind. It gets a little bit of turn, a little bit of drift to the right. Doesn't drop the shoulder. It just drifts barely and then hooks up. I've thrown this at Goat. I've thrown it at Reedy. I've thrown it at La Mirada. I think it's hole 4, the big long one that usually has the headwind. And Peepa has the Mando and the everything on the right. And this got me in position. And then I picked up this D1 Max, this blue, beautiful blue one, super flat, forehand, backhand. This one's beefier because it's brand new, and it's more of like it's a dead headwind, and I need to I'll maybe get a little across the grain and let it go, but pretty much a flat runner. It's amazing. So that's pretty much it as far as that's concerned. The only other real new addition you'll see is Hello Prodigy bag, BP2V2. Really digging the bag. It's light, it's durable. I mean, I use the cart most of the time anyways, but got my All Might when I'm feeling good, and then Sickly when I'm just not. Batty, Empire, all of it. And of course, this says the whoops, let's get it on there. The course is calling. It's calling every day. Got my little fin flag with America's little stuff here and there, you know. Oh, I have the 8 in the True Crew right now, and then I have the 275 in the Aces. Hopefully I'll move up for those pretty soon. Anyways, guys, been great. Rock on. I don't know what I was trying to do there. Peace out.